Hello. Hello to everybody in my group, friends, students, collaborators. Um, I just wanted to show myself. I know I didn't teach on Monday. And yesterday I was going to, but I ended up canceling. But today, here we were. So we had the beginner class today on Wednesday. Thank you for all who came over. Really great to see you. And yeah, so the reason I just had the vaccine, and I knew on Monday, I knew in advance, that was the day I was getting the vaccine. So I didn't want to commit to teaching that day. I did have my first dose, actually, I thought, and didn't cause me any trouble. But everybody said like the second is worse. So I planned for like an easy Monday because I was getting the vaccine that day, and thankfully so, because actually in that night I started to feel not well at all, and then on Tuesday, actually, like morning, I was even worse. So I did postpone, not cancel, let's say postpone. So the class I was going to teach for advance on Agdeba League, that we have one piece of the song uh, missing choreography, and would be the class number 4, because we already covered 3/4 of, or maybe more, but we covered a good part of it in 3 classes, and there's a little bit we didn't go over, and we are going to go over. We were going to do it yesterday, but we're going to do it next week on Tuesday. So still Agdeba League class going to happen. Number 4 is going to be on next Tuesday. And today I was teaching my beginner class. So here I just finished. Thanks for all you who came. We had a new student. We had a few who had to some last minute things and canceled. Hopefully they will join us in the very next class. And then here is what's coming up. So let's focus on what's coming up. I just wanted to make sure you knew that I'm back. I was here teaching. I just finished, and I'm planning to teach tomorrow. I don't cancel lightly classes. I even in person, like me, like I never cancel classes. When I cancel a class, it's because I have to be miserable for real. Because if I am mildly miserable, I know this will lift me up. So I know that the best way to get over whatever mild things going on is to actually do dance and be here for you, dance for you, teach. That is the best medicine, or, especially for your head issues. So I always show up, but this time I was like, I had fever, so that was not a case. And so that's why I postponed the Tuesday class. But today, here I taught my full class of beginners, and tomorrow I'm also preparing for the class on rhythms. So the class on tomorrow is intermediate level. It's the class for the intermediate level usual, and definitely intermediate students would be probably the most the ones who would benefit the most. But advanced students would also benefit, especially if you never studied the rhythms. Even if you studied with me intermediate before, we may go over the rhythms, but actually this media, this way like I have, that where I can share screen and make pictures, like, in the studio, hardly had a board or any, sometimes I wish I had a board. Sometimes I took a few, like a little whiteboard to make a few figures there and here, but this is perfect media to present that. So it's important to know the rhythms for dancers. It's very important because in the Arabic music, the rhythm has a prevalence, is more important than in any other kinds of music, because in other styles of music, the rhythm exists always, but the rhythm is made by the same melody instruments that make the melody, and the structure, rhythmical structure, is there. But in the Arabic music, there is um, specific percussion instruments, even in the classical music. So we did introduce this concept when we did the first class on rhythms, which was 2 weeks ago. And then we went into Maxum. We presented some general issues, and then we went to Maxum. But tomorrow we're going to go into the Saidi rhythm, and that's going to show you also some general concepts. And I'd love for you to join, especially, as I said, if you never studied rhythms before. If you're advanced, but you don't really quite understand the rhythms, please join us. I think you're going to find some value in learning this. Definitely, if you don't know it, if you didn't know it before, if you don't really understand every bit of it, just please join us. Now, what happens if you are more a beginner? Let's say you always been to just beginner class, never intermediate. Well, two cases here I'm going to make. I'm not going to say everybody come. Basically, I am open to anybody coming to the class, because at least you're going to be learning in your head what the rhythm is, right? And how the rhythm is structured. And I present the musical info. I actually have a diploma in music theory and all. Like, I haven't used it, but I do have it. So I am somebody who studied some music. I was very young, but I did study the full theory of music, but some people haven't. So I'm presenting this for general public. So you don't have to have previous knowledge. And actually, if you don't have previous music knowledge, even more you're going to find value, because I'm going to translate it for you so you understand the rhythms without having to know. And for those who know more, I can also put it in a little more complex terms. So the idea is like, even if you're a beginner, you can learn about the rhythms. Which are the Arabic rhythms? What's the structure? What do you need to think about? But there are two classes of beginners, so who are going to find different challenges. Again, this information part is going to be useful for both kinds. And we're going to also do dancing. This is a class of rhythms for dancers. So you are going to be dancing. And I'm going to present movements and combos. Now, while this is definitely like an intermediate level, because it's not exactly the moves as that are all included in the beginner, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be very complex. And the complexity of the sequences is going to be on the intermediate, advanced beginner, intermediate level. So it's not going to be a super complicated choreography. So even if you're a beginner student who had, let's say, a few months of classes, please join and learn the rhythms now. Don't keep waiting to learn the rhythms. You don't have to keep waiting, let's say, and you're going to be able to follow the simple moves. If the sequence gets a little complicated, maybe some part is going to be more challenging, but you're going to come with something you learn anyway. And if you're advanced, again, you're not going to get a full complex choreography, but we're gonna go deep in understanding the rhythms. So intermediate level, I would say, is of interest if you are in intermediate level for everyone. And if you are in beginners, I would say the theory I'm going to present and the information I'm going to present and understanding styles, there's going to be information, and that is valuable also for everybody. And so please, even if you're a beginner, feel free to sign for tomorrow's class. So when you sign, you just choose the intermediate class for May 20th, but it's going to be the rhythms class. And if some part of the moves are a little less familiar because you are very new at this, well, it's up to you to decide if you want to take the challenge and still get all the information. You are going to get a lot of information either way. If you're more of an advanced beginner, like you've been studying for 6 months, a year, you definitely should be fine with the whole thing. So if you're interested, and if you're interested in this dance, you should be interested in the rhythms. please sign too. Now, again, with the advanced people, if you have studied the structure of the rhythms and it's super, super clear to you, the movements and the style, we're going to discuss things about movement, styles, and character. And so there may be still information that you don't have or that's good to go over. And as complexity of the rhythms, I would say for the more advanced, it's more about getting the character right of some things and how many different characters does it relate? Because is there a one-on-one relationship? This rhythm is this character. Find out tomorrow when you come to the class. So there's a lot more to it than discussing of how complex the movement is. But there is not going to be a full choreography of anything. And also for the advanced students, I want to say, because you hear Saidi, most people think Saidi, think of Cain, Asaya. We're not going to do Raksal Asaya. We're not going to do Cain. It's not going to be Cain. Usually in advanced class in person, I was asking everybody doing Cain. To bring the cane always, because we could do cane anytime. But tomorrow we're going to do Saidi without cane. So what else is, see, that's the thing. There's not a full one-on-one correlation. There is different, no. So come and learn. How many, where is Saidi? Where do you find Saidi? What kinds of things you do in Saidi? So that's what you would expect. If you are interested in that, please, by all means, sign for class tomorrow. It's going to be Thursday, May the 20th at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time, which means that by 5, you have to be already registered. There are like 3 ways to register. If you want to make sure you register for the right thing, you can go to Eventbrite, because I also put it on Eventbrite, specifically explaining what we're going to be seeing, the rhythms and so. You may also have seen there is a Facebook page event. You can even pay on Facebook for the class if you don't have a pass. Now, if you do have a pass already, this could be one of your credits. You don't need a special payment. So let's say you have a 5-class pass and you have 3 classes left. You can use one of those class credits to come tomorrow to the rhythms class. Okay? So in that case, you still, in all 3 cases, either you go on my page, on my webpage, and get a pass for tomorrow specifically, or if you had a pass, you're going to use one of your class credits that you have. Or if you go in the Facebook page and buy specifically on the Facebook page event, which says purchase, there's a purchase button in the top of the event. You will see it, I think there, no, there. I'm not sure now which side because this is kind of changing. You're going to see it on the upper right corner of your Facebook event page, of the Facebook event page of Saidi class on Arabic rhythms, Saidi. So, or you can go on Eventbrite and you will find also Arabic rhythms for dancers with Seyyide Sultan. You will find it there and you can pay for just this class specifically on Eventbrite. But either way, you buy a new pass in Eventbrite, you buy a new pass on Facebook, you buy a new pass in my website, or you have a class pass and you're going to use one of your credits. Either way, you have to get on the RSVP form an RSVP for tomorrow, and you just choose the Thursday, May 20th intermediate class. And that's going to be the rhythms class. So I need to see your RSVP in the Google, done through the Google form, and those are the people who are going to receive the information to join us tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow, Arabic rhythms for dancers focus on Saidi rhythm, Saidi, but not Asaya, no cane. No cane, what else is there in Saidi? And also, what's Saidi rhythm? What is Saidi meaning? Where is Saidi rhythm? Is there a specific character? Is there a specificity of anything or not? Or how much of it? All is going to be covered tomorrow. So I hope I'll see you there. I can't see right now if there are comments or anything, but if you're here looking at that, or if you're seeing this replay later, leave me a comment so I know you saw it and you could hear me, because I didn't really test this. I'm just also showing that I was teaching today, so don't worry. You know, there was no class on Monday and Tuesday, but here I am back to the beginners class, and tomorrow I'm teaching the rhythms. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And if I won't see you tomorrow, at least make sure you sign for next week. Thank you. Next week there should be Monday and Wednesday. So two beginner options. Monday, Wednesday. Tuesday is gonna be the fourth part of the Balik again. And Thursday is going to be intermediate class. We'll see what the focus is gonna be. Right now I'm focused on this week still. This week, tomorrow, Thursday, intermediate class gonna be rhythms, and you don't have to be necessarily a usual intermediate class attendee. You can be a beginner who wants to learn about the rhythms, or you can be in advanced, but you wanna focus and step back and look at the rhythms and learn more of the background and the musical structure of them and more, hopefully. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye-bye. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I will see an answer in the comments. Thank you.